Welcome back. Well, so far so good. You guys have largely agreed with my daily rants, giving me the great hope that I'm not alone in finding this world a rather strange place. So, get ready to comment on my daily take on the state of society. Whether you agree or disagree, we find it fascinating to find out. So remember, you can get in touch. Now, research by Michigan State University in America has concluded that adults who don't want to have kids are actually as happy as those that do. Well, it seems kind of like rather pointless research to me. I mean, I kind of feel like sadness and happiness come in many forms, regardless of people's circumstances. But this report surely reinforces these social beliefs, especially towards women, that not having children is somehow a tragedy. It actually looked at people who are child-free and have made a decision not to have children, childless people who might not be able to have children, and not yet parents who haven't got round to it, yet all appeared to have the same quality of life. The moral of the story, surely, is to stop comparing yourself to others and just embrace the life that you have. Right. Legal action to remove a group of travellers in Kent has been able to commence after they previously claimed they had COVID to prevent being moved on. There were 10 mobile homes which gathered in the village of Walderslade. Now, it's understood actually that nobody tested positive, and locals claim to feel a little bit intimidated. The site was locked, but access was gained using an angle grinder. Well, Chatham MP Tracy Crouch, after hearing from concerned locals about damage, has tabled an amendment to the police crime sentencing and courts bill, which would actually enable a local authority to recover costs from those who set up illegal encampments. Quite right too, I say. My position is this: if you want us to respect your way of life, you have to respect ours.
Okay, that's 2 agrees so far.
Good,
I'm just ticking them off.
Just totting those up. How exciting, we have a new infrastructure bank. Well, it is to me. The Chancellor has scuttled off to Leeds following that brilliant interview, of course, last night with the big man himself, Andrew Neil, here on GBNews. He's gone there to open up a new bank in Yorkshire where £40 billion worth of investment will be channelled. It will be able to provide loans and underwrite big investments in infrastructure projects to the private sector and later to local authorities, and will eventually employ 200 people. It's part of the government's plan to invest £100 billion in levelling up. Sounds great, doesn't it? But it is dwarfed by similar national banks in France and Germany, perhaps lifting the lid on why our public transport, roads and rails have actually slipped behind our European neighbours. Time will tell if it's too little, but never too late.
Yeah, that's another A. Yeah.
All right, okay, good. Marking my work,
depressingly familiar. I am. It's A or D, and so far 3 A's. Off you go.
Thanks. A quarter of kids have never eaten an apple. Would you believe it? And a fifth haven't even heard of bananas. Well, that is bananas. Polling carried out by Beko, a home appliances company, have shown that even those that do eat fruit don't seem to know where it comes from. A third of children think they kind of just magically appear in supermarkets, and some even think that fruit is made in factories. And the list of fruits kids haven't even heard of is staggering. 1 in 5 didn't know what strawberries are, a third don't know about lemons, and a third have never even eaten an orange. I don't actually know what's more worrying, the state of children's diets or apparently the state of their education.
1 in 4 has never eaten an apple, really?
Yeah. Apparently so. Well, you know, Beko did this research. I'm sure they're getting good publicity out of it, but it does seem quite staggering, doesn't it?
And a fifth haven't even heard of bananas. I struggle with that one.
I do too, but, you know, I don't have young children, so I haven't got anyone to test those theories on. But
surely, one of the first things you learn at school...
A is for apple.
A is for apple. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Got the question mark.
Now, the WHO, who are up for my least favourite international organisation award.
Oh,
they are.
They'll be very upset about that. Yeah.
They've published their Alcohol Action Plan. All good stuff, right? Many countries suffer rising alcoholism, and the damage to health can be mega. But wait, what's this? They say focus should be on preventing women of childbearing age from drinking. Controversial. I mean, over the years, there's been a lot of discussion about how much booze it's safe to drink when pregnant, and most scientists agree that, you know, women should cut off the source altogether. But it's the first time I've heard we're not to drink at all, just in case. It seems to me, throughout history, babies have been born as a result of a boozy night, with many more turning out just fine without this puritanical approach. Well, they're going to have a tough time removing the Bowser of G&T from my clutches tonight.
Yeah, now this is an interesting one. And your take is interesting because you're quite good at lecturing us all on what should be or shouldn't be eating, and, you know, don't eat sugar in your diets and look after yourself. I mean, common sense would tell you that putting a poison, alcohol is a poison, into your body if you're pregnant, it's not going to be great for you.
Yeah, but this isn't whether you're pregnant. They want all women of childbearing age. I mean, you could take that from, let's say, you know, 18 up until, well, mid-40s maybe? I don't know. I'm no expert in this, but that's a huge chunk of women say, we recommend that you don't drink at all.
Yeah, someone said WHO is wrong, it should be WHY. But anyway.
I quite agree.
Off you go.
Right. Well, yet another study with more dietary advice. Now we're being told intermittent fasting does not help you to lose weight in research by the University of Bath. Well, a lot of other nutritionists might disagree, saying it has massive benefits to immunity, to mood, and even can help reverse some diseases. So what is the truth? What is the best diet? I mean, my advice would be just do what you can achieve, and importantly, what you enjoy, and the rest is common sense. Don't eat too late at night. Don't eat too much processed food. Only eat what you need to until you're no longer hungry. I mean, I think my biggest problem is that people don't actually know what they're eating, and especially drinking, like how much sugar is in low-fat food, or things they might think are otherwise healthy, like cereal and fruit juice. So I always say the best way to avoid confusion is to eat as naturally as possible. If nature made it, it's probably fine.
How much sugar's in a banana?
Well, it depends. I don't know. I'm not the expert on that. It's got a fair amount. It's got a fair amount, but nowhere near a can of Coke.
What if you like a can of Coke or the odd bar of Cadbury's chocolate? Or, I mean, you're taking away the joy from people.
Not at all.
No, because you introduce guilt then. Anybody that just has a snack because they like a Kit Kat is suddenly going to feel, oh, Alex, I won't tell Alex because she'll be cross with me.
No, you can do what you like, but I just think if people knew...
Now, that's the first time I really agree with you, that you can just do what you like.
People are entitled to their own agency, but I think if people understood that the amount of sugar in the average can of pop is more than your recommended daily allowance, you might think, blimey, if I have this can of Coke, I can't have the banana or I can't have the cake.
So on the Good News slot the other day, we showed that clip of Cristiano Ronaldo walking into the conference at the Euros, and there were the sponsors, the 2 bottles of Coke on the table. He picked them up, put them away, took a bottle of water, said, drink this. It had a huge effect now on their share price, Coke's share price. Amazing.
Yeah.
And actually, that one act has done more to push this message than anything I've seen recently, so good for him.
Well, yeah, I think it is all about public awareness, really.
Okay. Thank you. Always good. And once again, I'm finding myself agreeing with you, which is
good.
deeply depressing.